A million dream. This is our dream. Look around. We wanted you to see each other. This is our dream. Yeah, a multi-generational community of people who all love each other and support each other. And okay, whew, you're all so close. There were people sitting in the front seat in the first service. Okay, take a breath with me. There was a Sunday school teacher who told her little second graders to draw a picture of their favorite Bible story. Little Nancy drew a picture, and the teacher went up to her and was looking at it, and she goes, well, what is this a picture of? And little Nancy said, this is a picture of the flight from Egypt. And the teacher said, well, I can see there's a plane. And there's Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, but who's the fourth person? And the little girl said, well, that's Pontius the Pilate. Kind of an intergenerational, like, wrong timing thing, but. So I love Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday has so much symbolism, so much meaning, so much depth that we can apply to our own lives. And I share that story of Pontius Pilate because it's so fascinating to me that as Palm Sunday is, of course, Jesus entering Jerusalem, his triumphant entry into Jerusalem. And he's coming from the east. And from the west is Pontius Pilate. And usually when a new ruler, a new king comes into the city, they have all these slaves and they have all the spoils of war. They have all this stuff coming with them and they're on big war horses. And that's what Pontius Pilate was doing in a show of intimidation, in a show of force. And Jesus, coming in from the east, was riding a donkey with his apostles walking alongside him. We have a war parade and we have a peace parade. How would we want to enter? What parade would we want to march in? The war parade or the peace parade? Peace. Peace, yeah. Thank you, kids. Peace parade. We want to march in a peace parade. So, Jesus, I often talk about, when I'm talking about Palm Sunday, I talk about the donkey. Let's see the donkey. The donkey. Where's the donkey? Do we have the donkey? Do we have a picture of the donkey? There's the donkey. So the donkey, sweet, gentle, mild donkey. They're beautiful creatures, right? But they represent, for us in this story, they represent our egos. They represent our human will that is kind of stubborn at times, wants to get our own way, wants to be right, does not want to be told what to do. How many of you want to be told what to do? Want to be told what to do? Do you like being told what to do? No, the donkey doesn't like being told what to do. But in this story, the donkey is what Jesus decides he's going to ride entering into Jerusalem. He's going to ride this donkey because it says in the scriptures in Zechariah that the Messiah will ride into Jerusalem on a donkey. So that's what he decides to do. And the apostles put blankets on the donkey before Jesus sits on it. We're blanketing our will. We're blanketing our ego with truth. We're covering it in truth. We don't want the ego, don't want the donkey to steer. Jesus has to sit on the donkey. And Jesus represents our higher self, our best self, what do you call it? The being, not the human, the being. And so, the human being? Yeah, the human being. So Jesus represents our Christ self, and when we sit on the donkey, we are taking dominion of that ego. We are in charge. We are guiding. We are steering the donkey. Linda Martella-Whitsett says this: it's about the power of power and self-mastery. Self-mastery is our capacity to guide our thoughts, our words and actions in integrity with our infinite self, instead of reacting from only human or egoic impulses. So we want our higher self, our best self, to be in charge, to steer. And where do we go? We're going to Jerusalem. And Jerusalem represents a place of peace. It represents a place of our dreams. It represents a place where everything is possible, infinite possibilities. And that's the path we want to take. That's where we're headed. And Jesus sets this intention. But something else happens, and I often talk about just the donkey and Jesus riding the donkey, but something else happens as he's riding in Jerusalem. Does anybody know? Do you know? There's a war? Well, I don't think, not on this side. Not coming from the east. People are laying their garments and their palms. Everybody, kids got palms? Wave your palms. They're laying the palms down for Jesus to walk on. So that the dust doesn't come up. So they're laying their garments down. But what do the garments represent for us? They represent, to think about our clothes. It's how we present ourselves. They represent our identities. They represent who we are, who we think we are. And think about times in Jesus' time, people didn't have a lot of garments. And they're taking them off, their cloaks. And it's not like nowadays, what? People say, oh, and I'm wearing a North Face. I don't want to put that on the ground. Or my London Fog is not going down there. I'll get that one from Target, and maybe my old towel from my gym bag and throw that on the ground. So they're lining the path. They're creating a path for him. They're laying things down. So I want you to consider a story. There's a traveler who is heading to the Golden City. He's heading to a Christ consciousness. But he's wearing a heavy cloak, an old, dusty coat. Who wants to hold the coat for me? Does somebody want to hold the coat for me? You want to, Emery? What do you think? Is it heavy? No? You're so strong. You're so strong. Thank you. Yeah, you're strong. Okay. Does somebody else want to try it, Harper?
That is good.
It is heavy. It's heavy. Micaiah, you want to try it? Oh, whoa. Heavy. It's a heavy old coat. Yeah, you want to try? Yeah, that's really heavy. Who would want to wear a coat like this?
Oh my gosh, that's really heavy.
Yeah. You want to try it? Oh my goodness. Okay. Who's going to put on the coat? You want to try it?
I want to put on the
You want to put on the coat? It might weigh more than you.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. You want to put on the coat, Micaiah? You want to try the coat? Oh, you're going to try it on? Okay.
It's probably too big, but it's probably not that heavy.
Well, this is the traveler. This is what he's wearing, and he's trying to walk to the city. And what do you think?
Heavy.
It's heavy.
It feels like there's literally 5 dumbbells on the
5 dumbbells in it. Okay. Okay. This could go on a while. So I got a lot more planned.
There's rocks in it.
There's rocks in it. Oh my goodness.
That's why it's so heavy.
Okay. Micaiah, you gonna wear it? So we have a garment. We have a coat. We have a traveler. Oh, you're gonna take it off and it's too heavy. Pedro, you gonna wear it? Pedro's gonna wear it.
Just my size.
Actually, we found this in the coat closet, and it's been there a long time, so if anybody wants to. So what's, yeah? You want to try it? How about you can pull one of the rocks out of the pocket if you like. Okay. So we're laying down our garments. We're laying down those identities that are no longer serving us. And we're creating a path to Jerusalem. We're creating a path to a place of our dreams. But before we do that, we have to let go of some things. Think about, what things do you hold on to that don't serve you, that are not such good things to. How about some thoughts? Anybody got some thoughts that not.
Dumbbell.
What's that?
A dumbbell.
A dumbbell? Well, let's try something else. What do we got? How about I can't? Anybody ever say that one or think that one? I can't. Wouldn't that be good to get rid of that? Let's put it down. We're going to lay it down. They are all better than me. They're all better than me. Anybody ever have that thought? Yeah. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. That's a heavy one. That's a big stone, right? Do you want to put it down here for me? It's not heavy. Okay. How about worry? Do we ever worry? You want to put this one down for me? Put the worry stone down. We don't want to hang on to worry. It's not fair. Anybody ever say that one? Okay, put it down. Let's put that down. We don't want to keep holding on to that. I'm scared. I'm scared. You want to? Okay, lay that stone down. Put that burden down. I'm not smart enough. Do you ever say that? No. Okay, that's not yours. Honesty, I love it. I love it. Does anybody get that one? Anyone ever think that one? I'm not smart enough. You want to put the I'm not smart enough stone down? Let's lay that burden down. Let's get rid of that burden. How about I don't belong? That's another one. You can put that down, Kathleen. Put that one down. How about fear? Fear? Anybody? You want fear? No, you don't want fear. You want to get rid of fear. Get rid of the fear. Is this the last one? It's not possible. It's not possible. How many times do we say that? It's not possible. Come on up here. We're gonna lay that burden down. We don't want that. Put it right here. So we're laying the burdens down. We're laying the cloak down. The cloak can go down too. I'm free. Thank you, Pedro, for being there. So everybody got a little piece of white paper, right? Yeah. Everybody. No, the kids too. Did you get? If you don't have one, raise your hand. We'll get some ushers around. What we're going to do is ask you to think of what burdens do you need to lay down? Maybe one of these, maybe something else. What identity is no longer serving you? What garment do you want to put down and let go? And parents, you can help your kids. Help your kids if they need help writing. We're going to write them all on the little paper. And maybe have, we all have things that we need to release. Everybody have a paper? There's markers along. Does everybody have something to write with? Okay, I'm going to ask for, how many baskets do we have? 5? We have, huh? Okay. We're going to have some kids come by. Okay, kids, don't read them, right? Don't read them.
Here, Gabe, I can put mine in. And then you can go right.
You can just go around and collect them. Raise your hand if you need them to collect your paper for you so they know where to go. Don't trip on the rocks. Don't trip on those burdens. So this can be hard, right? We don't like change. Over here, Gabe. Okay. All our collectors. Hey. Thanks, adults, for helping out. Okay, you got them all? Do we have them all?
There's some in the back.
And so there's some way back here. There's a whole bunch. Back here, they got their hands up. So it can be hard to let things go because we don't like change. Most of us don't like change, especially when we're letting go of pieces of ourselves that we think we need or that we've been carrying for a long time. And Mel Schwartz says this: the fear of change roots many of us to fixed attachment to our identity. We need to shift from concept of fixed identity to a vision of process. So what we're inviting is for us to be coming. Instead of a being, becoming. We want to be becoming. We want to be constantly in process, constantly changing, constantly growing. And Richard Rohr says, what we don't transform or what we don't transcend, we will transmit. And we don't want to share our burdens with anyone. We don't want to pass them on to our family, our neighbors, our community. And so we want to transform them. So we're going to transform these burdens right now in water. I'm going to ask the kids that have the baskets to put them in the water. Oh. Stir them up. Stir them up. We want to stir up those burdens and not hang on to them. Oh, there's more coming. Okay. They all want to see how it works. It's magic. Magic. They're all having fun. We should have put the water right here, I guess, in the middle. This was an experiment today. We didn't know how it would go.
It's going great.
Okay, it transforms those burdens to water. They all dissolve. And so what are we doing when we lay them down? We're creating a path for our Christ self to get to that place where our dreams are, where possibilities are, where peace resides, That's where we all want to be, in the center, right? Jesus was teaching in the outskirts of the city until he decides he needs to go to the center, he needs to go to Jerusalem. And there were a lot of people there because it was Passover, and so the Jewish people were there to celebrate Passover. But in order to get there, we have to let go of these things. We have to let go of these things. Our Christ self we can't get to the center of our own being, of our own hearts, if we're hanging on to these things that are holding us back. In The Art of Possibility, Benjamin Zander talks about, he shares a story of there's a couple of prime ministers in a meeting, and they're discussing world events, and all of a sudden a guy comes in, David, and he's just irate, and he's yelling, and he's pounding his fist on the desk, and the hosting prime minister says, David, remember rule number 6. And David calmly stops and walks out. And the two prime ministers keep talking, and then a woman comes in, Mary, and she's too is angry, and her hair's all over the place, and she's just yelling. And the prime minister says, Mary, remember rule number 6. Mary very calmly just walks out of the office. It happens a third time. Somebody comes in angry, and the prime minister says, rule number 6. The person leaves quietly. And the other prime minister goes, this is incredible, it's amazing, but I don't know, I've never heard of anything like this. Can you tell me, what does rule number 6 mean? And the prime minister says, it means, I forgot. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Don't take yourself so seriously. There, don't take yourself so seriously. Draw a blank. Don't take yourself so seriously. Don't we need to all do that? Not take ourselves so seriously. And so the prime minister says, that's incredible. Don't take yourself so seriously. He goes, it works every time. And he said, well, what are the other rules? And the guy said, there aren't any. There aren't any. If we learn to lighten up and just go with the flow and lay all this stuff down, and you know, what a joy life can be. How much more fun it can be. We're invited to do that. So, I'm looking at the time. Last week I did a finger labyrinth. Anybody done a finger labyrinth? I was on a Zoom call. So you print out a labyrinth, and then you use your finger, your non-dominant hand, so you go slower. And whenever I do a labyrinth, I do this thing where I, at the beginning, think of something to release. And then as I'm walking towards the center, what am I releasing? I'm releasing. And then when you get to the center, receive. So it's release, receive, whatever guidance. And then return. And we're going to return to the world a different person, a better version of ourselves, because we've received guidance. And so as I did this labyrinth, I had something in specific that I wanted to release. And I had a question too. And so I get to the center, and I don't know about all of you, but for me, when I ask a question, my mind starts filling in the blanks. And my mind wants to give me all the answers. And those answers are not from the divine part of me. They're trying to fill the space. And so all these answers were coming to me, and I realized I just needed to stop. Just stop. And I get to a point when I'm meditating as well, it just gets quiet. And then I hear the still small voice. And the still small voice said, it will all be revealed. Clear as day, like somebody just whispered in my ear, it will all be revealed. So that was my guidance. It will be revealed. I don't have to struggle. I don't have to force. I don't have to make something happen. It will be revealed. And so as I was going back out of the labyrinth, out of the center, I return with greater understanding. I return with greater freedom. I return with greater peace. I return with knowing that it will be revealed. Whatever it is, whatever I need will be revealed. And so it's a beautiful practice if you don't have a labyrinth near you, if you just want to try doing something like that. It actually, because you're moving your finger, it's a movement, it helps. Rule number 6. I think there was another quote about rule number 6. When we follow rule number 6 and lighten up over our childish demands and entitlements, we are instantly transported into a remarkable universe. It's a remarkable universe. So we want to remember rule number 6. We want to remember to lay our burdens down. We want to remember that who we are, who we came here to be, is not like anyone else. We're our own persons. We have our own gifts. And so I want to share a story. Some of the kids I heard already know these books. They're called the Conscious Bedtime Story Club, and it's by Andrew Newman. This one is The Elephant Who Tried to Tiptoe. And Rev Pedro did the short little snuggle meditation in the beginning that is in all of these books. But the illustrations, it's illustrated by Liesl Bell. They're beautiful. So the illustrations are going to be on your screens while I read this. It's not very long. The body I've been given is a really big, gray, heavy one. It isn't light like fairies, nor fast like cheetahs run. It's not a very small one like the tiny mouse. It doesn't flap with feathers or have an indoor house. My body doesn't stand on tiptoes very well. My feet can't hold bananas. My mouth can't squawk or spell. I can't catch fish with paws or swing from tree to tree. I sometimes wish I could, but that just isn't me. Those are special features of others in the wild. Each is quite, wrong picture. There we go. Those are special features of others in the wild. Each is quite unique, like every special child. I have some special features of my very own. I was born an elephant. I wander and I roam. I have a herd who loves me, a nose that's super cool, the biggest ears you've ever seen, and in the wild, I rule. My nature is so gentle despite my giant size. My memory is excellent, and I have very pretty eyes. My body is my body. It is my own to rule. It has some kinks and wobbles. I think it's super cool. When I do remember to be my own true self, not tiptoe or try flying or hiding like an elf, then I am most happy, most playful, and most free, doing what I love to do, being truly me. Is that the end? That's the end. Yeah. So, I'm not quite done yet. Maybe. I don't know yet. So we want to be ourselves, right, kids? We want to be ourselves because we're unique who we are. We're beautiful just as we are, right? Does anyone agree? Yeah. Okay. I love at the end of this one, it says, do you know how to hide an elephant in a refrigerator? Anyway, we're not going to go there because it doesn't relate to the story. So I hope that today you got to feel what we've been visioning here at Columbine, what we've been imagining, Jeannie and Annalisa and Ann and Pedro now, and it's just amazing. And Ryan, where's Ryan? Ryan, all the staff. all the board, this is what we've been holding, to have a community like this that sees each other, that knows who they are, that remembers who they are, and comes in here, comes into this center, this sanctuary, and feels at peace and feels at home, because that's what each of us deserves. That's what we're here for. And lay your burdens down and just be yourself, because that's all you can be. And it's beautiful, and it's enough, and you matter. So, namaste.